Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how I just use up some paint and have a little bit of a play, and it can be a super quick play. So this is my playbook. Basically, I mean, I could set the timer. I'll just keep a little bit of an eye on it myself. And I'm just going to, in one of my Learn to Paint Abstract classes, students left a whole bunch of paint over, and rather than just waste that paint, I'm just going to see what I can create. So if you've been following me for a while, you know I like painting tiny. So I'm going to create, and this is something I learned in design school, is you create a whole bunch of squares, and the task is that you have to just use all the squares up. So I've created 6 squares. See, it's nothing tidy, and I might be sort of like, I don't know, thinking about my composition. Where do I want my composition to be? I mean, I'm just making it up as I go. I'm not really in the kind of I'm not overly planning, all right? So basically that's just, you know, how do you start the painting? Because I don't want my hands to get dirty. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't, but I don't want my hands to get dirty today. So I'm just going to take a pair of disposable gloves, which I use many times. Play is so good for your soul, so good for your energy, so good for your mental health. It's like going back into a land of make-believe, far from the things that are going on. And look, I might just use, you don't have to, some of the people who've come to my classes have said it's so great to know that you don't actually have to use paintbrushes. So right now, maybe I'll just follow that kind of rhythm, and I am going to try and keep that one quite pure. Over here, I've got some more colour. It's all red. So I could mix a lovely mix and match on the canvas on my little squares, and I am just filling in my spaces. There, I could use a brush if I want. I don't know which colours have got anything on them. There's a little bit of blue here. I'm not trying, I don't even, and also it's really great to watch, you know, different colours you can make. I could, if I wanted, take my trusty bottle. How much? Yeah. And I could just, of course you get lovely browns. If you don't want browns, you basically don't mix your primaries together, red, yellow and blue. But I mean, browns can be lovely, browns and reds, and see it's got a flush of yellow, so I'll leave that there. So the water just helps loosen things up, and you know, I might come back to this after my play date and really play around a little bit more, but I'm loving that colour. And there's, what I might do is also, you can get great colours by pressing using all sorts of things. Like put in more yellow and really mix in some greens. I'm just, at the moment it looks like the only colours that are left, I'm going to get my scissors, are red and yellow. So we know red and yellow and orange. If I wanted, I could add a bit of white. So this is a little bit of cheating, but this, you know, this is spray paint. So what might happen, I should have shaken it maybe. see what happens if I put in some. See, you just, it's quite good working within limitation, because you know, what can you make out of limitation? So there is a little bit of blue on this canvas, and you can make some lovely purples, like this really lovely purples coming through. And maybe you might say, well, what are you painting? And I might think, gosh, you know, actually I want to paint something that's outside, or it could be the water seeping through. So sometimes you're thinking about what it is you want to create, and as you paint, and sometimes it's revealed as you go. So that's kind of like, I don't know, got a watery scene coming down. Then I might want to get my yellow back in there, kind of, you know, how the light hits the water. You can get all sorts of lovely textures, and you want to get tonal variety when you're playing, so you may, I'm just going to put a bit of white down, just a little bit. Big bit came, so now I'm going to have to use that up on another play date. Sometimes I like just to use my fingers, and maybe thinking, here's my seascape, and oh, look at this lovely sky that's coming in. We've had some amazing sun, I love sunrises, but we've had amazing sunsets. And so you can get lovely blending when you just use your finger, or a smooth brush or a sponge, or just drag it for a lovely stippled effect. You can, I love using a suite of tools. I mean, I could even use the thing of a ruler and smooth down, so it's quite good to get variations in colour. And I'm thinking, where do I want my lights to go? So I'm going to put this one about 3/4 down, or 1/3 down, and I might lift up. I mean, that's quite fun, lifting up. And here, the idea is just to experiment, and you know, you might get something that's completely rubbish. Now I'm thinking of the beautiful lights, the light that just streams across the water sometimes. It's incredible. And you know, it's incredible lights that shine down. And so, you know, whites can make some lovely tonal varieties of colours that you're using. Might need my paper towel to take the colour off. So already I've got some interesting artworks that I quite like. Maybe creating quite a bit of a strong block of colour here. And as I'm working, I'm kind of thinking about this amazing artwork I've been looking at recently with some of my students, and sort of these blocks of colours and then these delicious kind of accents, and I love that. And of course they always look nice when you've got a white border around them, so that's the other thing. But right now, and then I might bring in like some good lines. That's quite cool, because this one here, so these are upside down, but you can see from my 6 little paintings worked at quite rapidly, I'm getting quite a lot of variation and quite different paintings. It's like having 6 different children. They're all conceived at the same time, but they're completely different, but they're kind of similar at the same time. And I'm thinking about mood. Do I want to have like more lights down the bottom? Like a really nice, And then I'm thinking about composition. So this one I had sort of said, well, maybe this one is going straight across, but and repetition is a thing in many paintings. And then of course just getting a little bit of textural variety because you're using different implements to create that. I might take this little thing again and just randomly apply it, putting a little bit more strength in the corner, and maybe it's just hinting at it here, and then you can blend nicely here. And so we're coming to the end now. It's about 10 minutes in, and I'm just going to randomly do some random things just to bring some cohesion. I really like that one, but I don't like that, so I just take that off. So hopefully for you that was a good example of, oh, that's nice. Because I suppose what I'm not liking is that's just a bit too, I don't know, something. Trying to think as I go, remember how I feel when I see this amazing sort of bright reds and coming across the water. It's kind of shimmering down across the water into the corner, and remembering the little islands that are around. Just not sure. I think I want to have a little bit more sort of a glimmer of light here. I didn't like that harsh line there, and I wanted to still capture those rays coming down. Scraping away. You know how you get that kind of line. Of like decaying. It doesn't have to be a hard line. Hard line. It's funny, isn't it, in today's environment? And that's how I have actually just used up all the paint as I set up for today's workshop. And look, you can stipple and stabble, and this puts a lot of energy in your painting, and that can be something that resonates with people, and it's a bit of a mystery. And then of course, you know, some of the principles of painting is that you've got these diagonals, so you can scratch marks in. You can like highlight parts that you just, so there's a little bit of kind of movement going on, that maybe this could be like birds flying across the sky. I love that, because as I scrape away, you're getting some lovely oranges. Okay, so it's been Cassandra the Joyful Artist, and these are just some of the little works I created on my playdate, and I might come back to them, and if I wanted to, I could make them larger works. If I was totally fixated on nice clean lines, I can always paint white lines around them, use up this white paint that I've just, so that where I've gone over lines, I can make these neat and tidy, like paintings. particularly when, obviously, when it's dry, because that's just going to make a bit of a mess. But that was fun. Thanks for joining me. Please like and subscribe, comment. I would love to know what you thought about this little video.